Good evening, darlings, and you are very kind indeed to join me here at this late hour for Friday Night Live, where we are going to spend the next, well, at the very least, the next half an hour together, and we are going to wave away Friday and we're going to welcome in the weekend. It's come round again, darlings. Yes, Saturday is almost upon us. And that means, well, what does that mean for me? For me, it means Boaty's Saturday brunch and then a fabulous roast beef Sunday lunch on Sunday, and showers and work, really. And who's just sent me a friend request? Happy Rage. Who's that now? Two mutual friends. Oh, yes, he looks fine. We'll have him. We will confirm him. Yeah, splendid. What was I saying? Yeah, we're gonna welcome in the weekend, aren't we, darling? So, uh, all the normal stuff applies. Sorry, I'm a bit tired tonight. Uh, oh, oh. But I've had a better day than yesterday. You will be pleased to know. So let me know what you've been up to today, what you've been eating, all the normal stuff. Your voice notes are welcome on the usual number. You know what to do, darlings, and we'll have a chat about whatever we fancy having a chat about. Um, I, with reference to yesterday, uh, where I spoke a little about being single and such like. I have been reminded by my fiance that I am actually engaged. So yes, I seem to have forgotten about that last night. But yes, so there we are. So yeah, factor into anything that I may have said last night, the fact that I am actually engaged and have been happily engaged for God, how long is it now? Um, coming up to 2 weeks. Gosh, we've got an anniversary coming up. How exciting is that? Now then, first cab off the rank tonight amongst you lot, the lovely punters, the bogs, the members of the inner scrotum. Um, First cab off the rank was the lovely Amy. Hello, good evening, and welcome. She said in a rather splendid impersonation of what's his name, David Frost. That's the fella. Uh, that was the week that was. It's over. It's buggered off, and so on and so forth. It's been a nice, busy day for Amy, getting ready for visitors. Oh, how exciting, visitors! Lunch was a fried egg sandwich. Um, with ketchup. Dinner was pasta with homemade tomato sauce, with side dishes of bacon, mushroom, and capsicum, grated cheese, and garlic bread. Pick what you want with your pasta, fussy eaters. I will be amazed if I see the live stream, says Amy, but we'll catch up later. Wishing the community a fun and cheery chat. That's very kind of you. And thank you for popping in and taking the time to wish us well. And whenever you're watching this, because if you've got visitors, you might well be rather busy, but we hope you slept well and had a lovely night. I've got voice messages pinging in, and I'm going to whizzle straight into them. So I am. So I am, to be sure. And it is, well, you will recognize this voice immediately, won't you? Of course you will.
Good evening, Boaty, dear sir.
Good
Hope
evening.
your day's been well, sir.
Yes, thank you. Why does this keep doing that?
Today I had a cup breakfast in the cafe while I was waiting for my car to be fixed, and then in the end it wasn't fixed because it got the wrong part, and I couldn't be bothered going to the garage to pick it up, so let's pick the car up tomorrow, sir.
Oh, right.
And I'd like to wish you congratulations, sir,
Oh, thank you. What for?
for coming out gay, sir, apparently to the internet. Congratulations, sir. We'll wish you well on coming out, and let's set our live streams to be well now, sir. Okie dokie. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
And the wonderful Emma, which is better known as Mrs. Titties, the captain, if he's on the ship. Wonderful matron, and you can't forget this wanker on this Friday Night Live. Thank you, bye-bye, sir. Oh, yeah, sorry for tonight. I had fish and chips and peas, sir. Also, sir, I forgot to say, what does your fiancé think about you coming out gay today on the video, sir? You know, because your viewers think you are, sir. Now, what did your fiancé think about it?
Is that it? My fiance was more concerned about the fact that during last night's live stream, I appeared to have forgotten that I was engaged. Right, if you've not... Right, on the video that went out today, I spoke of a very late night conversation the night before in our Mary Huff management chatty thingy. And Mustard informed us, to his great amusement, that somebody he'd done a deal on a car with, was that they were a couple, and there were a couple of lovely chaps, and they let Mustard know that their gaydar had picked up warning signals, and they had decided that, or they were of the opinion that I was very definitely gay. And so I mentioned this in the video, and fair play to him. He's got a pair of balls on him. The guy said, somebody commented, I didn't recognize the name. He said, yep, that was me that did the deal with Mustard. He said, I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's the MGTF, the wine you drink, or the subjects that you talk about during lunch. But yeah, I'm sticking to my hunch that he said, and I look forward to your coming out video, which would probably get really good views, wouldn't it? And then I think it was Peter P jumped in and said, I hear you're keeping people guessing now, Father. There is no guesswork involved, darling. There is definitely no guesswork involved. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. As I said in the video, oh, cheers, darlings. You're very good health. Up yours, bottoms up, all of that. As I said on the video, I find it really quite amusing. But Mr. Parry, you cheeky so-and-so, I did not come out. I'm not in any sort of closet, darlings. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Lord Stiff Upper Lip is with us. Maybe tomorrow I'll want to settle down. Maybe tomorrow I'll wear a dressing gown. Peter P is with... Oh, good evening, Lord Stiff Upper Lip. Peter P is with us. Good evening to the Move Meister and Pufflings. Good evening to you. Good evening, lovely folks, says the equally lovely Simone. Barry asked earlier over at Simone's to say hi to your Boaty. He's doing a lot of evening work at the moment. Thank you, Peter P. Matron is with us and says, evening all. I see Total Recall's Quarto has made it to the new, improved and lovely live stream cover pick. See you all soon. Right, so Matron approves of the new cover pick. What do you lot think? Should we adopt it for every night now? Hello. Oh, the M11 is with us. Excuse me. Wine burp. Now, I will admit, darlings, that under massive peer pressure, I had a very, very tiny half a glass of wine at work this evening, and it was the good wine. So don't worry, I had my winegasm at work. You're not going to be, your pretzels are safe tonight. You're not going to be subjected to it. And you really are safe because I didn't get any Nicki Minaj of me drinking said half a glass of wine. Emma is with us. Hello. I feel completely shit. Personal stresses plus women's issues. But hopefully you lot will soon pick me up and swing me around the room. And yes, sis, I take full credit for that pick. And so you should. FYI, everyone, says Matron, I popped a message to Jimmy Quinn. No reply yet. And fingers crossed that all is okay. Yeah, this is going to be the third or fourth night of no Jimmy, isn't it? And Jimmy is the one guy that's been here pretty much every night from day one. So hopefully everything is okay. Salutations, one and all, says DL. And Shemaine says, Boaty, I have had a brilliant evening. Tons more members. One film, what a fabulous community we have. I agree, we have got a fabulous community. And Matron says that's wonderful, and I agree. Bad Books is with us and says good evening all. Matron, food news from Matron. I had a noodle dish today, says Matron, open brackets, made from scratch, close brackets, and have suffered all day with painful bloating. I remember now why I don't do them more often. God, well, that started well and finished badly, didn't it? Good evening, all, say Stratospherian, and a jolly good evening to you. The lovely Andrew Buttigieg is here and greets everybody here by name, which is a very kind thing to do. Andrew, with the biggest one in the community, is in the chat, says Matron. Hello, have I missed something? Put a ring on it, says Andrew. Ian Hully is with us. A very good evening, lovely people, and a very good evening to you. Peter P says the fiance who had a wardrobe malfunction again in her latest video. She did, didn't she? At around 17 minutes and 11 seconds, if I recall correctly. There was a bit of cheeky Nicki Minaj there, wasn't there? Oh, I don't know. Yes, the poor woman. She seems, she's virtually incapable of getting through an entire video without her clothes falling off at some point. But that'll be a fun honeymoon, won't it? Hello. The chat's all gone wobbly. Where did I get to? Here we are. Oh, Matron, says Andrew. I haven't shown you my noodly appendage. I think a certain mustard would be slightly disappointed. I think he still holds the crown in that department. Bad Books had chroma crab sarnies for dinner. He means lunch. And homemade fish and chips and mushy peas for tea. He means dinner. Don't worry, I'm here to translate for you, good people. That was a retracted message. So is Boaty finally coming out of the guest cupboard then, says Andrew? Bloody hell. Bloody hell. I'll tell you what, if I am gay, it's been a hell of a 33-year cover up, hasn't it? I've gone to a lot of effort to cover it up. So that was why the focus drive was trying to mount you from behind, Boaty, says Jimmy F500. He was so, now, I mean, that was actually dangerous. If I was in a car that I didn't care about, I might have brake tested him because he was being a total arse. He really was being a total arse. Andrew says, I caught a small portion of a video prior to jumping on here. It was an ample lass wearing only body paint while cleaning. Over 1.5 million views. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Yeah, I'm doing something wrong. Right, that's my next video idea sorted then, Andrew, says Emma. And Andrew says that was my first thought, Emma. Or polishing the knobs on the latest Street Find. I think Boaty should also try it too. What, getting naked and cleaning. Matron agrees that I should have a go. And Emma says, let's all try it and see who gets the most views. Simone Welding wearing only body paint sounds a bit risky. Tailgaters are a pain in the arse. Almost literally, Andrew. Almost literally. He really was being a complete dick. Now, I'm not sure when this one came in. Some point today. That might be copyrighted, so I'd better halt that in there. Better cut that off in the doings, hadn't I? Right, yeah. Okay, right. So no, I don't fancy the naked cleaning just in body paint. I have been doing some cleaning though today, darlings. I started cleaning the bathroom. So I did, to be sure. I did. I started cleaning it. And I realized that it was a job that was possibly somewhat overdue. I also hung the picture up in the bathroom. So that's an improvement. Discovered that one of my lamps no longer works. What else happened today? Oh, food news. Oh, well, for lunch, I had that amazing wrap that I showed you last night, and it was every bit as good as I knew it would be. Tonight, I've got staff curry. Tomorrow, I will be doing. Tomorrow, I will be doing a Boaty Saturday brunch, and Sunday will be. Sorry, I was just reading the comment. Sunday will, of course, be roast beef. Now, I'm planning, if I can get ahead of myself, I'm planning to do the Sunday lunch live stream. I would like to do that every week, have Sunday lunch together. So tomorrow, I'm going to make a real effort to get on top of everything, so that I'm in a position to do it. Now, the beef is going to be easy because last Sunday, which obviously I didn't do a live, didn't film, I cooked the mini fillet of beef that you all saw. I've got 2 portions in the freezer, so this Sunday lunch will be nice and easy to do. I've just got to do the accoutrement. And so hopefully we can have a live while we do it, and we can have Sunday
Why didn't
lunch
you get
together.
one of them old aprons you used to have with the tits and everything on the front? And wear one of them when you cooking, say it might be a bit of fun in a video.
An apron with a pair of...
Okie. Good job, you got a good sense of humour, sir, with us all saying about what we're saying. It was only a joke anyway. And thank you very much, sir, for having a good sense of humour anyway. From Mr. Parry from the Porcelain at the Whittle, over and out, sir.
I was just looking for my apron because I do have a comedy apron. Somebody bought it for me. I honestly can't remember who it was, but it was a typical racist anti-Welsh apron. So the apron made it look as if I was doing something very rude to a sheep. But it doesn't appear to be here. I've got my blue apron. I've got my red apron, but I don't have my comedy apron, and I'm not sure where that is. Never mind. We will. Where did I get to? Boaty. Oh, good evening, Mr. Boaty says, rent, lettings. Good evening to you. Emma says, Boaty, I think you should do a clickbait video titled Coming Out of the Closet and make it a film of you coming out of that cupboard behind you. And yes, Emma, you read my mind, says Andrew. That's quite a good idea. I mean, it is quite amusing that, as Emma and Matron know, because they've seen it, there is a film in existence, and it's on YouTube, but nobody can see it at the moment. There is a film on YouTube of me and Mustard doing exactly that. Um, as I say, Emma and Matron are the only people to have seen it. But one of these days, we're going to put it out there because it is really funny. We sat in the caravan and watched it after doing a lunch video, and I hadn't seen it for over a year, and I forgot just how funny it was. But the coming out of the closet thing, that would make a good clickbait video, wouldn't it? And Matron says that's an amazing idea, Emma. Ian says Eurotrash did an episode on naked cleaning a few years ago. They had feather dusters and a big smile on their faces. That used to be a thing, didn't it? That there were certain ladies who used to do nude cleaning, nudie clean or something. Never really understood that myself. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like a naked lady, but I only like a naked lady if I'm allowed to, well, forgive me, but if I'm allowed to podger her. Otherwise, it's just, I never understood it. That's why I've never been to a strip club. I was in a pub where there was a stripper. And just to add into, yeah, give you lots some ammunition to fire at me. The one time I was in a pub where there was a stripper, it was the Flying Handbag in Blackpool, which, as some of you will know, is a very gay pub, and it was a male stripper. Oh dear. Typical of my luck, isn't it? My one and only time, and this is true. I've only been in a gay pub once, and you all know the story. Mel and I had bought out Ghost and Nightingale's agency services, the entertainment agency, and we went for a celebration, couple of days in Blackpool, staying in the flashiest hotel, doing all stupidly expensive stuff. Rented a bloody helicopter. But because Mel was into the gay community, only because she used to share a house with two gay guys, and so she got involved in the gay community and all that. And so we were going to Blackpool. She said, "Look, I'll take you to this pub." And I said, no. She said, "No, you'll love it. You will love it." And so we went there. My one and only night in a gay pub. And there had to be a stripper on there, didn't there? And you know how strippers will pick on certain people in the audience? Yeah, it was very awkward. He waved things at me, darlings, that I could have done without being waved at me, quite honestly. But it turned into a fabulous night. We went on to the nightclub, the Pink Flamingo, equally gay, and that was the night that I fell asleep with a kebab in a very posh hotel bed. Didn't eat any of it, just fell asleep with it in a really tightly wrapped hotel bed. Woke up with just kebab in every crevice and orifice. Had to shower it off me. Oh God, what a night that was! What a night. Still, and that was my one and only time. The only other time I was involved in anything like that, don't know if it's highly unlikely. I had a residency fairly early on in my singing career. I wouldn't have done this later on because it was too small a thing and wouldn't have paid well enough. But fairly early on in my vocal career, I did a short residency at a club in Stoke-on-Trent, I think it was, called, if memory serves, Mamie's. And I don't know if it was a gay club or they had a gay night or they just happened to have a very active gay clientele. But that was I've never had so many drinks bought me. And I don't know if gay men happen to like Neil Diamond particularly, but one of the best audiences I've ever had there. They were a brilliant audience. They kind of sang along with all of the big ones and the big songs, and all of these chaps in string vests would be buying me drinks and whatnot. Oh dear, it was good fun. It was good fun. ah. Oh, good, says Simone. I just hit my £60 threshold. Well done, you. Well done, you, Simone. So you'll be getting a few quid on the 23rd. That'll be nice. Skick has just got back from Manchester Centre. The place is buzzing, mad busy. Hock, says Peter P. Don't know what that is. Mustard and Boaty coming out of the closet. Please find a naked lady apron, says Freddie Atkinson. I'll tell you what we'll add into the mix, darlings. Let's have the old hedgehog of truth here as well. So it's just that HOC thing reminded me of the old hedgehog of truth. So the hedgehog of truth is here, darlings. If you wish to, using the hashtag HOT, you can ask me a question. I will place my hand upon the hedgehog of truth, and then I will be compelled to answer the question fully and honestly. Everybody saying hello to Skick and Freddie. That is a wonderful video, says Matron, and it needs to be released at the best time. Talking about my video with Mustard. Isn't it? Okay, Matron, if you can remember it, should it go out as it is now, where it is very obviously a pastiche, a bit of a joke, and it's funny? Or should I edit it so that it looks real, so that all of the bits that stop it from being real are taken out? Which of those two? Or should I do one and then the other, or do both and put them out simultaneously? Me and Mustard. And Emma is quoting lines from it. Look, I'm not ashamed. I think Boaty should wear an apron while reading us some bedtime stories, says Chaz Brown. Oh dear. I like a naked lady too, says Simone. Well, you're a sensible woman. You're a sensible woman. A naked lady is a lovely thing. Watch my fiance's videos. Technically, she's not naked, but she's bloody close to it. Oh dear. I've been neglecting watching the video, says Andrew. What with crap going on my end, we'll defo catch up. Oh, I know you're. I know you've got stuff going on, mate, and I hope everything's gets sorted for you. Are Sean's cleaners closed? Asks Peter P. Well, when we were talking about it, he didn't actually specify, but given that this is a South Walian mining village, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, yeah, I'm pretty sure they would have been. I'm behind on watching the vids too, says Matron. What am I missing tonight? Asks Exploring with Ben and Sam. Boaty coming out, according to Emma. I thought Boaty had been out for a long time. Well, apparently you're not alone. Oh dear. I don't know. Outrageous. Accusing a happily engaged, very red-blooded man As I say, it would have been a hell of a 33-year cover-up. Oh dear. See, says Matron, even our American gay friend agrees you are gay, Boaty. Well, hang on a minute here. Right. I'm sure a few people will have an opinion, but I've kind of got a bit of an insight myself. It's all very well, three gay people coming and saying, "Yep, you're one of us." It doesn't make it. And I've said many times that I would have been, if I had have been that way inclined, I would have been ideally suited to it. Unfortunately, when it comes to going down that particular mountain path, there is a rather massive stumbling block in that I'm afraid I like women and I don't like men in that way. Yeah, fair play. Yeah, fair play. I can't. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Gaydar is strong from the US. Oh, Christ almighty. You're all at it now. The gayness is strong with this one. Oh dear. Okay, well, all right, let's roll with it. Let's roll with it. Now, the nice chap whose name I've forgotten, who commented on the video, and he was the one who did the deal with Mustard and was speaking to Mustard about it. He highlighted the fact that I own an MGTF, the fact that I drink wine, and unmentioned, unspecified subjects that I talk about over lunch with Mustard. So, okay, what is it about me that somebody would look at me and think, "Yep, he's gay"? Or actually, it's not a looks thing, is it? You can't look gay. I suppose you can act camp, but not all camp people are gay, and not all gay people are camp. Look at Rock Hudson. He wasn't camp, was he? Maybe I should roll with it. Ladies like a gay man, don't they? Some of them. Oh, somebody has just done a kind thing. Oh, it's Mark. Mark has done it. Bless you, Mark. 5 memberships gifted. Right, I'm not going to hang about this time. I'm going to scroll forward and see who got them. Daz Smith, the Equalizer. Stephen B, Just So One. Oh, and Chris Maguire. Oh, and as Emma says, community legend Mark Prasad strikes again. He does indeed. Mark, I'm deeply grateful to you. Thank you. That is incredibly generous. And we welcome 5 brand new, bright and shiny channel members. You now have access to the new badges that I recently put in, the new emoji that I recently put in, and I added one today or yesterday, can't remember which. And of course, you get access to the channel members only videos and all of the membership perks. Mark, bless you. Thank you so much. Ah, right. Let's get back to the old. It's without true beauty sells and it's open. Oh, I think Skick is saying it's without doubt that true beauty sells and it opens doors. Well, it certainly does with my bloody fiance, doesn't it? I mean, look at me, right? I've been slugging away at this for 2 years now. night and day, darlings. Videos during the day, live streams at night. And I'm still a pokey little channel, whereas my fiance just, she started a couple of months ago. Unfortunately, her clothes fall off at regular intervals throughout her videos, and look, she's got about, well, she's going to have, her channel is going to be bigger than mine in what, a month? In a month's time, I bet you she's going to be bigger than me. She's getting thousands of views, um, hundreds of subscribers a week, and probably earning a bloody fortune too. Which, let's be honest, could be a good thing. It might be her turn to pay for lunch. Every cloud has a silver lining, darlings, doesn't it? Oh, and I found out tonight how tall she is. So that was additional information. It's these arranged marriages. They're in some ways they're very convenient because you don't have to go through all of the hassle of finding a spouse yourself. Now, traditionally in Asian countries and families, the marriages are arranged by the parents and the families. In our case, it was arranged by YouTube, but nonetheless, it's still a jolly convenient way to go about things, and I'm very much looking forward to being married, getting some joint Nicki Minaj. I know you hate that. That's why I can't stop doing it. Oh dear. Where were we? Pocahontas 100 says, "Evening, Boaty and chat. Sorry, I'm late. Hope all are well. You didn't miss much, says exploring with Ben and Sam. You are welcome, late or otherwise. Better late than never. That's what I say." Emma says, "Boaty must be gay because I filmed him in his bed when he was naked and nothing else happened. Now, if I'd been fuck off. Now, if I'd been Captain Mustard, who knows where that would have led? Bollocks." Oh dear God. Oh, please God, may that situation never arise. Oh, God Almighty. No, Peter P, I wasn't. Weren't you afraid of spending a night in the caravan with Mustard because it might lead to pottering? No, I was afraid of spending a night in the caravan with Mustard because it would have involved sleeping in the same sleeping area. And you know what chaps are like. The old. I just. I wasn't afraid of pottering, for God's sake. I remember that video. I remember exactly what we talked about. And no, it's just and I remember doing the old joke about the boy who had to sleep with the man who had to sleep with his father because they had visitors. No, it's just now I've never slept in the same bed as a man. I've never done the Morecambe and Wise thing, smoking a pipe in your pajamas, and yeah. I mean, that how weird does that look now? It wasn't weird at the time. Everybody accepted that Morecambe and Wise just slept in the same bed in their gym jams, with Ernie reading the play what he wrote. I would just worry about, like, now this morning in the old rapid eye movement period, I had some fabulous dreams, darlings, and involving some fabulous women's. And I woke up, well, even before I woke up, I was in a state of some readiness, shall we say. Now, that was my fear, right? If you're sharing a caravan, doing a Top Gear thing, and you're sharing a caravan, or God forbid, a double bed with a bloke, surely that's got to be difficult in the morning. Because if you've had a dream of the kind that I had this morning, or even if you haven't had a dream, because let's face it, darlings, if you're a chap, you wake up, well, it's the old morning glory, isn't it? I mean, until you reach an age where erectile dysfunction kicks in, then that's the way that you wake up. It's a thing. And wouldn't that be awkward if you were in bed with another straight bloke and you're both there with? And I remember that video. I remember this. The thing is that if you're half asleep and you're having a dream about your ex-wife or your ex-partner or any other lady for that matter, and you're still asleep, but part of you senses that you're in bed with another warm human being, then are you not going to automatically think in your asleep state that that body in bed with you is the lady that you're dreaming about, and you're going to roll over and give them a cutch, aren't you? And your little nudger is going to it doesn't bear thinking about. That's why I didn't want to spend a night in the caravan with mustard. Oh God. Oh dear. One of my exes used to clean the apartment naked, says Exploring with Ben and Sam. It was hot watching him use that vacuum. Oh God, getting Freddie Mercury flashbacks. Oh, Matron is feeling better today. Her back is better today. That's good. The Hedgehog of Truth. Yes. Hashtag HOT. Ask me a Hedgehog of Truth question. I will hold the Hedgehog of Truth in my hand and you will get a full, frank, and complete answer. I don't do hashtags, says Simone. Well, just put Hedgehog of Truth or well, whatever. Just put a question. We, says Chaz Brown, need a campaign to bring back Boaty's bedtime stories with a Christmas special reading. I only did 2, and they caused so much outrage. I would love to do another one. Let me know if any of you lot would genuinely like me to do another Boaty's bedtime stories. Let me know, and I will do it because I enjoyed it. I thought it was hilarious. And then we've got a question from Skick. I enjoy Skick's questions. What is your biggest life regret? Now, that's a good question. My biggest. It's probably going to be a selfish one. My biggest regret. It would be easy. Right, you can turn this one of 2 ways. I could say that I regret having given my childhood, adolescence, and health and future to a sport, and I didn't get the repayment that I should have got for that. But turn it slightly, and my biggest regret would be that I don't regret doing that. If I had my time over again, I would do it again. I would make all of these same sacrifices. My biggest life regret is that I didn't get to complete that journey. I've spoken about this before. I did a specific video about it. I would love to know where I would have gone with that. Had I not had the career-ending injury, where would I have gone? How would things have worked out? With the benefit of hindsight, then things would have been difficult because within 2 years of my retiring, then performance enhancing drugs had hit a whole new level, and I would have been faced with that ethical question. And as I've discussed before, it wouldn't just be an ethical question; it would be, it could genuinely be a life or death question. And as I've said when I've talked about this before, so many of my friends and contemporaries from that period died from taking the drugs before it was known how to properly deal with them, that I'm glad I didn't have to face that. And so maybe that isn't my biggest life regret. Maybe with the benefit of hindsight, I'm grateful that I was kind of spared that. But from an athlete's perspective, I would love to know. My regret is that I never got to find out whether I was as good as I thought I was, and as good as other people thought I was. I would love to know that. At the age that I am now, had I not been, I'd be okay with that, but I would love to have known. There would have been a sweet spot in probably late 1990 if everything had gone according to plan, where I could have done some really, really exciting things, and had some exciting results. And I regret that that was not possible. Other regrets, well, it asks for the biggest. Um, Not all that many regrets, to be honest. Um, Once upon a time, I would have said that my biggest regret was not having children. But again, with the little bit of wisdom that age brings, I'm, maybe that was meant to be. I've kind of had the the best of both worlds. I've raised children. I've enjoyed um, I've enjoyed raising children. I've kind of been fulfilled in that regard, and I was always in two minds about having children because of genetic issues. I'm an arrogant man, but I'm kind of arrogant about me, but I'm not arrogant about my genetics. And I kind of I inherited my father's genes. Fortunately, I also inherited my mother's. So that meant that I got all of my father's frailties, which could have easily ruined my life as they ruined his. But I also got my mother's strengths, which meant that I was able to, within reason, deal with them. And I always thought if I had kids, there's no guarantee that they'd get the strength as well as the weakness. And there's the MH thing. That's not so much of a thing now, but when I was younger, the MH was a big thing. And there's a 50-50 chance that I would have passed that down to a kid. But again, the universe works in the way that it does, doesn't it? And I've had a life where I've raised kids without having to worry about all of that kind of thing. Uh, and again, I was saying this last night. There are many things that I've done badly in life, darlings, but being a stepdad wasn't one of them. That's the one thing that I've always got right. Anyway, good question, Skick. The hedgehog has taken on a whole new life since being evicted from George Roger Boaty, hasn't it just? And Pingu sent me a picture of the original advert for the caravan where Pingu first saw it. I'll put it in the Facebook group. And there, in pride of place, in the window, is the hedgehog of truth. So, again, the universe meant the hedgehog to come to us. Press 1 to bring back bedtime stories, says Jazz. Matron says, oh, I think the video is good as it is. It seems very authentic as it is, but the ending is just so very heart melting. It was a bit, wasn't it? It was a bit. Our Boaty is not gay, he's just happy, says Pocahontas. Oh, and then we got the gifted memberships, which was so lovely. So lovely. The hedgehog, say, this is Exploring with Ben and Sam. The hedgehog, wine, dressed up for a live stream, candles, it seems to fit. Lol, sorry, Boaty. Right, to explain being dressed up for a live stream, for those who don't know, I run a restaurant. I close the restaurant, I drive home, and within 10 minutes of being at home, I do the live stream. So I am not dressed up for the live stream, darlings. This is not what I would wear for a live stream. This is what I wear for work when I'm running a fine dining restaurant. On a Monday, when the restaurant is closed, I'm not dressed like this. Literally, I get in from work and I start the live stream. The candles, yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you the candles. I like candles, and that might not be. Oh, God Almighty! I always wanted a gay bestie, says Emma. Thank you for being mine, Boaty. Andy likes a mighty organ, says Peter P. Paul Smortion is with us. Yeah, baby. Friday night, it is indeed. Matron says, oh, a hedgehog of truth question. Boaty, if there was just one thing, physical, personality, speech, habits, etc., that you would change about Mustard, what would it be? God, what an interesting question. I mean, my initial reaction would be I wouldn't change anything. It's not my place to change anything. But if I had to, it would be one of two things. It would either be his table manners, because he eats like a savage, and this was pointed out on the food review video that went out on whenever it was, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever it went out. I think it was Wednesday, wasn't it? And I pointed out on the video that Mustard didn't get himself a knife. And somebody commented, well, he needs a bloody knife. He's using that fork like a shovel. And he does. He eats it. Right. I'm putting the hedgehog down, but I'm still telling the truth. I need a fork. Now, I will admit I am a bit of a snob, and table manners are a thing. So, if you hold a fork, then obviously the correct way to hold a fork is like that, right? At a push, at certain occasions, you can hold a fork like that. What you cannot do and should not do is what Mustard does and hold the fork like that. Hold it like a shovel. So that would be sorry, I'm OCD. Just putting the fork back in the correct place. Might as well top my wine up while I'm at it. But that would be a very selfish thing, because you know, Mustard is his own man. And okay, the thing that I would genuinely change about Mustard is I would like to tweak him very slightly so that, how can I word this correctly? I would like to tweak him very slightly so he had a bit more of an eye on the bottom line. Mustard is the loveliest man that you could ever hope to meet. And that's a genuine thing. Mustard is genuinely my best friend in the world. He's a lovely man, a lovely man. Um, Sometimes I would like to tweak him so that he just had a bit more of an eye on the bottom line, a bit more business acumen. He's lovely, he's creative. I just wish he had a bit more nous. I would tweak him so he had a bit more financial nous. So, for example, um, Mustard, if it wasn't for me, Mustard wouldn't have channel memberships or fan funding or anything like that because he would never have done it. He hadn't done it. He didn't have that active on his channel. He didn't know how to do it, or he couldn't be bothered to find out how to do it, or he wasn't worried about doing it. And he was missing out on stuff. And there's a lot more that Mustard could do in all ways. Like, really, he's got that yard, which is a really good space, and he's got it at incredible value. He had transit face. He should have been able to make a really good living from the yard with the recovery truck, as well as exploring his creative side. And even just with the creative side, with the YouTube channel, he should be doing so much more. Like, again, when I became friends with Mustard, he hadn't altered his YouTube channel from the day one when he started it. So the description was rubbish. It wouldn't suck in any new people. It didn't relate to his videos. He didn't have any fan funding activated. All of the YouTube things he didn't have activated. He'd never done a live stream, all of that sort of thing. And I nagged him for months and months and months to sort it out. And somebody gave him a laptop to help him sort it out. And in the end, I said, look, I'm just going to do this for you. And then he finally got his act together and did it. And it increased his income. He should be doing merch. He should be doing Project Nigel merch. But it's not in him to do that. I would love him to have a bit more financial nous so that he didn't have the continual worries about money. Because if I was a qualified HGV driver like him, with a car yard like him, and with a recovery truck like he used to have, I wouldn't have been poor. It takes a lot of effort to be poor when you've got those things. But his creative side was just too strong, and I love that about him. But I would tweak it so that his financial nous side kind of equaled his creative side, so that as well as wanting to take YouTube by storm, he also did the other stuff that would mean he didn't have to worry so much day to day. There you go. I hope that's a fair and reasonable answer. Mustard became one of my members today, says Simone. Oh, excellent. Excellent. And Boaty, says Peter P. I did. Thank you very much. Whoever gifted me the channel membership for Simone, thank you for Hooked on Classics. Thank you very much indeed. I wonder if Boaty would still have persistently stalked Mustard if he hadn't had long hair, says Emma. Right. I didn't persistently stalk him at all. That's absolute bollocks. Um, it's often asked how Mustard and I met. I started watching his videos. I needed a part for my car. I thought that he seemed like an interesting guy. I needed part for my car. I couldn't find one on YouTube. Mustard had one. So rather than ask him to post it, I went to the yard to collect it. That's all. There was no stalking, nothing else. And I just went to the yard to collect a part, and we hit it off. And the rest is history. Ah. Oh dear. Jimmy at 500 says, "What does your fiance's son think of you, Boaty?" Jimmy at 500, I've got absolutely no idea. Is the answer to that? Not a clue. No idea if he knows that I exist. And Exploding with Ben and Sam says, "Real men sleep next to other men." Fair enough. Stephen S. Paul is with us. Hello, children of the realm. Hello to you. God, I can't read some of these. Oh dear, oh dear. Stop digging, Boaty. You're deep enough already. Emma says, "I'm sure Mustard would love to hear you singing about exposing your little tinkle just before you dropped off." Oh dear. Oh, HOT question. Hedgehog of Truth. Are you a gay man trapped inside a rather lanky straight man's body? No, no, definitely not. Oh God Almighty! You see now, this is a thing. This is a thing. With some blokes, you can mortally offend them by by questioning their sexuality. And the thing I'm thinking about is with Lennox Lewis. There were some rumors flying about with Lennox Lewis because he was never pictured with a girlfriend, and I can't remember who he was fighting. But in the one of the presses, the pre-fight presses, whoever he was fighting, I can't remember who it was, brought it up and said something, and Lennox sort of said, let me spend the evening with his sister, and she'll tell you if I'm gay. And it ended up in a fight because some men get terribly, terribly offended. Whereas Mustard and I don't. Now, whether that's because we are comfortable with our heterosexuality, or whether it's because we're in the closet, or I, I don't find it offensive. I don't find it remotely offensive, and I don't think anybody else should too. I mean, for a start, it doesn't matter whether somebody's gay or not, unless you're the opposite gender and you're married to them, then it would matter a great deal, I suppose. When I meet somebody, their sexual orientation is completely immaterial. Doesn't make any difference. People are people, aren't they? And you judge them and you deal with them for what and who they are, unless they slap it on you. Again, I've told you the story before. When I was a student and I was working as for a nursing agency, because thanks to mum running a nursing home, I was qualified to do this, that, and the other. And for a period of time when I was a student, I did some nursing agency work doing overnights because I was qualified and it was really really good money. Uh, I'm not going to tell you that story again. You've heard it a million times. You'll be bored of it. Oh, dear. I wonder if Boaty sung about his little tinkle to the Liverpool lass before he dropped off. You see, I don't remember this. Peter P. Peter P. wasn't there, and yet he remembers the lyric. I'm not sure if this is even true. Emma might be making it up. Enjoy the night air, little tinkle. This is your time to shine. And Emma says, "That's the one, Peter P." And that's got to go on the merch. I'm not certain that that happened. I am not certain that that happened at all. I'm not- Emma comes and stays with me, and we do live streams and stuff, and it gets very late at night, and I have a glass of wine or possibly two, and then she claims that all sorts of things happen, like me singing about my little tinkle. Enjoy the night air, little tinkle. This is your time to shine. It does sound like the sort of thing I would do. To be fair, I'm a really good drunk, darlings. Some men get really nasty and aggressive when they're drunk. I just get very, very silly. So it's perfectly possible that I did sing an ode to my little tinkle. Tinkle merch coming soon, says Peter P. Oh dear. God. If you went camping with, oh my God. I, I would, Pocahontas 100, I would avoid that situation by simply not going camping with another man. Oh God, that's horrible. Oh dear, oh dear. Can I just remind you, darlings, my fiance will probably watch this tomorrow. My latest yard day video has the hedgehog of truth looking in the window, says Matron. Ah, but in the advert, it was looking out. The hedgehog of truth was looking out at the world beyond. Boaty's going back to his musical youth. Eating the pasta duchy from his left-hand side. You've heard my story, haven't you, about musical youth? My friend Steve Pink, owner of PVA Management, lovely chap, as is his wife, Maggie Pink, who I sang with. Uh, and very, very kindly, they were both judges on the various national talent competitions that I ran at one point. His dinner party story was that being a Birmingham-based agency, he had some lads come in and bringing in a demo and saying they were looking for representation. And he very politely, because he was a lovely man, said thank you, but no thank you. And so they went off and looked elsewhere. And those lads were musical youth, and the demo that they brought was past the duchy. And yeah, that was his biggest regret in life until he was part of the team that created Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, at which point he didn't regret anything because he earned a lot of money and he deserved it. Lovely man. He was, tell you this about Steve, and I haven't seen Steve for I don't know, 20 years or something, or Maggie, and I hope they're both alive and well and thriving. But this is the sort of chap he was. He was a big deal in those days, a really big deal. And I was kind of well, I wasn't a big deal. I was a big deal in what I did properly. I was a car dealer, and I was a very big deal as a car dealer. But in the entertainment world, um, with that hat on, then I was just another wannabe talent kind of thing. And I remember getting my very first computer and setting up my very first email address. And Steve very kindly sent me my first email that I ever received. And it just said something like, I just wanted to be the first to, the person to send you your very first email. It was just a really kind thing to do. And the kind of chap he was. Um, just notice, no flowers. You're slipping, Boaty. Yeah, Andy's fully dressed, says Emma. Yep, no. Right. Oh, God. Emma, you pervert. Right, yes, pound the box. I think I've got a pound amongst. Oh, I've got two. Right, here we go. And then I'm going to get some supper, darlings. It's kind of late. You've kept me up too late trying to convince me that. Aha, there you see. Now, I don't know if the microphone picked that up, but I just broke wind. And if I was what some of you lot are suggesting I am, I wouldn't be able to do that. My sphincter is as tight as a. Oh dear. Oh, this is outrageous. I'm not reading any of this out. This is disgraceful. I know. Exploring with Ben and Sam says, I get offended because everybody thinks I'm straight. How dare they? How dare they indeed? But I can't read that. Oh, now we're all talking about boobs for some reason. I love boobs, says Andrew. Boobs are great, says Matron. I love boobs within reason. I just like them to be manageable and, you know. If I can tell someone's sexuality within the first 5 to 10 minutes of meeting them, I can't stand them. And apparently that's a quote from somebody called Daniel Tosh. It bloody happens, says Matron. Neil and Sophie have heard the Tinkle Shining in the Night Air song. God, have they? The Tinkle Exposure song really did happen, says Emma. I shall record it next time. You kept me up too late. I can't be held responsible for what happens at 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm absolutely beyond tired and a little bit tipsy. If the worst that I do is sing an ode to my little tinkle in the night air, then I'm not doing too badly. Uh, I love that. I love when people come to stay or we go away or whatever. I love those nights. I've had brilliant nights with Matron and Emma and Neil and Sophie. It's just it's laughter, isn't it? It's the best medicine. Your fiance needs to know that you sing about your tinkle, Boaty. Yeah, well, we can do it as a duet, can't we? We can sing about it together and release a YouTube video and both earn a few bob. Boaty has a fiance, says Simone. I do. Did you miss that live stream? And Peter P says, Simone, it's the lovely Carol Ann. It is indeed. I'm not. You're right, matron. Emma is beasting me muchly. Oh, outrageous. Outrageous. Oh, and Simone has just looked at the time and says, night all. Oh, dear. And there we go. I've kind of I've kind of caught up with the comments there, although I've had to not read a lot of them out. Absolutely. Well, you lot have had your pound of flesh out of me tonight, haven't you? Especially Emma. Bloody hell. Oh, excuse me. Oh, dear. Oh, Christ, look at the time. It's bloody 10 to 1. For God's sake, I'd better go. Otherwise, I will start singing about my little tinkle, no doubt. I need to get a shower. I need to get something to eat. And I need to get some sleepies. I've got a meticulously planned Boaty Saturday brunch to be doing tomorrow, I'll have you know. And I think it's meticulously planned. Did I remember to? Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I'm looking forward to that brunch. Are the eggs still in date? I'll just open the fridge door. What's the date on that? Let's have a look. 20. Oh, they're fine. 25th. Yeah, we're all good. We are all good to go for the Saturday brunch, darling. So on that note, I will say thank you for ruining my reputation tonight. A massive thank you to Mark for gifting those memberships. That's incredibly kind. I'm really incredibly generous, and I really am grateful. Welcome to our 5 new channel members. Enjoy your membership perks, and I'm going to send a bit of love out. I'm going to send a bit of love out. I'm going to send love out to Jimmy Quinn, who is not with us tonight and hasn't been for a couple of nights, and that's unusual. And I just hope that all is well. I'm going to send all the love in the world out to Emma, who I adore and who is going through it a bit. And I hope that that situation improves. And I'm going to send love out to all of the rest of you for just being there and being wonderful and making my life so much better. And of course, I will send love out to my beautiful fiance with the rather splendiferous arse, the lovely Carol Ann. And yeah, right, there we go. And now it really is 10 to 1. So thank you for joining me tonight, darlings. It's been interesting. It's a good job I've got a robust personality, isn't it? But yeah, seriously, thank you, darlings. It's been a wonderful giggle tonight. You're sending me to bed on a high, as you so often do. And I wish you all a safe and peaceful night. I wish you all a great day tomorrow, or the best day that you possibly can have. Try and take a little bit of joy from it where in any way and in any place that you can. Night, darlings. And yeah, take really good care of yourselves. And if you've got those who you love and who love you, take really good care of them too. And on the title for this live stream will be interesting. I haven't even thought about that. Bloody hell, I hadn't even thought about that. Oh God. Well, it's not going to be anything that any of you perverts suggest, that's for sure. I'll give it an innocuous title. I don't want too many people to see this one. All the love in the world. Yeah, exactly. Oh God, here we go. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. You lot are incorrigible. And that's a good word, that. Somebody should write it down. Incorrigible. And that's with a double R. Much love from me, darlings. I can't wait to catch up with you tomorrow. And on that note, Pachu and a very laddie Grayson, bosh.